Hi, thank you. Yeah, of course. I'm Kaitlin Piddington, and professionally, I'm in advertising and brand marketing. But I'm currently working at Walmart Connect in the retail media space. Historically, in my career path, I worked across brand partnerships, and I was really inside the walls of major public companies like Amazon, Snap, Twitter, pre-X. But personally, I'm the mom to two amazing kids. And if I'm not at work, I'm usually pretending to be a dinosaur with my 3-year-old daughter. And I say that because my decision to get an MBA and to go back to school was sort of driven by this intersection of my professional goals and by the example that I wanted to set for my daughter. She kind of grew up in the world and became her own person. But when I was looking around in my career, as a woman working in big tech, I would often find myself looking at the makeup of a team, and maybe some of you folks on the call have similar experiences, finding that individual contributors were overwhelmingly female and leadership was overwhelmingly male. There was very limited diversity of thought among decision makers in the companies that I sat in, and that was pretty clear when the decisions and processes were implemented. Um, and I had always had lofty goals, for my career and what I wanted to do and where I wanted to go in my life. And I knew, there was this thing inside of me that just, I knew that there needed to be more diversity. There needed to be more representation. There needed to be more women in leadership roles at these major tech companies. And essentially, my MBA journey started in a pretty simple way. I didn't want anyone to have a reason to tell me no. I wanted to have a seat at the table if I wanted one. And if there was something in my control, something that I could pull on to set myself up for success to do that, I wanted to tackle it. And that became pursuing an MBA at Anderson. And I only applied to Anderson like pervy. It was like Anderson or really no business school because what I wanted from business school was team collaboration. I wanted impactful leadership skill development, and that's really where Anderson shines through. So I'm very glad that I got in. I'm very glad that I got to be a part of the EMBA class. Um, on day one, I kind of looked around like, are they sure that I can come? Um, but it was such a valuable experience. And when I had my daughter, the values became even more important to me. I found my notes. I was prepping for this and I was looking back at my notes from week one and I wrote down, I'm here because I want my daughter to grow up thinking she can do anything, which I'm sure a lot of parents might relate to. And I got all of that from my time at Anderson. I mean, to be said, if she feels like that, there's still a lot of work that I have to put in. But if you ask, I think anyone in any cohort, they'll tell you that a lot of the value comes from the folks that you sit side by side with during the program. And that can't be more true because Anderson attracts some of the most innovative people. Purvi was one of my first friends, and she only applied to Anderson too. So it's this community that really acts as a magnet for people that have similar goals and really want to, you know, promote diversity. And I have had the pleasure of knowing and working with and being friends with and traveling with some amazing women. And I'll wrap up by saying the two things that I got, which have come through in an amazing thread throughout all of these conversations, is I got intellectual humility and confidence sort of all at once. Knowing what you don't know is probably one of the most powerful skills. And for me, I think that was earned by constantly sitting in classes that challenged what we thought we knew about business and challenged what we thought we knew about strategy, but ultimately pushed us to see things, through different perspectives and hear from our professors and our classmates. So that's what I got from Anderson, and I miss it every day.